that, so we don't need to go. We know what Steph is. But for him to blatantly omit and to show his jealousy and to wear it like a badge of honor, got a J on his chest. You know, the scarlet letter, they had an A. You know what that A stood for. Well, Kevin Durant got a J on his chest. We know what that stands for, Kevin. Jealousy, jealousy, yeah, that's you.
Hey, you know who Kevin reminds me of? The 10 kids who voted you off your high school basketball.
Yeah, that's what he jealousy, Skip. Because as long as he was right there, because now everybody started to say, I don't know, Steph Curry might be the second best player. Now all of a sudden, he not second best. He might be third or fourth best, because we know.
Here's what you're missing. When you know you're the best player, how can you be jealous of the second best player?
Ain't nobody know that. He don't know that. He know that. He know that, because that's why he said, I don't need no one to tell me. I know I can hoop with anyone.
It's a good argument. It's a good argument. We'll come back.
That dude from Akron, Skip Bayless, born to Glow James on a Sunday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yep. There was a single star in the sky that day.
That's a bad... Shut your mouth. I'm just talking about Bron.
Hey, we will come back to this. It's a good topic. But next up, the Steelers lost to the Raiders on Sunday, and in the process, they were without Ben Roethlisberger for nearly an entire half. He injured his ribs in the second quarter and didn't return until the middle of the fourth. And after the game, Mike Tomlin said that Ben could have come back sooner, but the team was in a rhythm. And yesterday, he gave a different explanation. Check it out.
They went through their procedures. Even after getting the X-ray, we didn't have great clarity, to be honest with you. Wasn't able to read the X-ray to our satisfaction. It was probably a dated piece of equipment or what have you. So we never really fully had a complete understanding of specifically what the injury was at the stadium site. Because of the lack of information, we thought that the best thing to do, the most prudent thing to do, would to be only to make Ben available in an emergency-like situation.
And the team kind of said, and when I say the team, you know, it's Colbert, it's everybody, was kind of like, you know, let's let this thing play out, because I think it was still the unknown of the injury. I think what they were probably worried about is making it worse, right? Because we didn't know what the injury was.
Interesting. Shannon, what do you make of this?
I hear a lot of excuses, Skip Bayless. Now, Mike Tomlin said they didn't have great clarity. So when did they gain that clarity to put him back in the game? Mike Tomlin said they're only going to put him back in an emergency. I didn't see Joshua Dobbs get hurt. Did Mason Rudolph come in the game? Well, he probably was a scratch. So in other words, Skip, the emergency was we started losing. You see what? So my thing is, if the outdated equipment, well, I'm sorry, Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
You weren't at Mass General or the Mayo Clinic, who doesn't have the NFL stadiums doesn't have the latest and greatest in technology and equipment. I'm sorry to inconvenience you. I hear a lot of excuses. But I noticed I didn't hear Mike Tomlin give any excuses about when they had a 16-point lead to San Diego. What was that excuse? Or they had a 7-point lead to the Broncos. What was that excuse? I keep hearing all these excuses, and now I'm starting to see where Ben get them from. Starts at the top. I hear a lot of excuses. Oh, the equipment, it wasn't updated. So when did you get the clarity that you needed that it was okay to put Ben back in the ball game? So if you didn't know and you put him back in, was he okay? Was he medically cleared? And then you hear Ben talking about, well, they were in a rhythm. What rhythm? They got 4 first downs on 4 possessions. What rhythm is that? They got 2, 1, 0 interception. Where's the rhythm? Man, Steelers need to miss me with this foolishness. But I told you, Skip, when they started taking them shots early and we had to pick our super, I said, I ain't picking them. You're not going to take no shots at a teammate and pretend like the guy didn't exist and think everything's going to be cool. Just explain it. They tried to get through. What happened was, Skip, is that they were hoping that Joshua Dobbs could pull this out against the lowly Raiders. Well, first of all, you shouldn't have been in this situation. You should have had, because you're favored, I think, by 10 points.
10.
So you should have been way, way ahead. But it just goes to show you, this is the Steelers. This is why nobody has any confidence in them. This is why nobody picked them to go to Super Bowl. I know I didn't. I still don't get it. Mike Tomlin and Ben still haven't told me or told us what information that they got to put Ben back in that they didn't have when they kept him out. That's all I need to know. So if the doctor didn't know, couldn't read the X-ray or whatever technology they used, if he couldn't read it then, what information did they gather by watching the game? Say, oh, yeah, Ben, you good to go now. Really? Man, they need to miss me with all these excuses.
So, I don't know exactly what happened at Oakland, But I do know Oakland, by your estimation, is the worst team in pro football.
Yep.
And Pittsburgh was favored by 10. And they were thinking all along, let's just save Ben for New England, which is coming up this Sunday, right? So they're just thinking, hang on. We'll put this game away. And Derek Carr would not let them put the game away. The Pittsburgh defense couldn't close or slam the door. The Pittsburgh defense over these last 3 games, 3 losses by Pittsburgh, ranks 26th in the NFL in points allowed. It's been awful. You know it and I know it.
Yeah.
And that's the unit that Mike Tomlin is known for coaching, right?
Had a 16-point lead.
Yep.
It was 220-0-1, Skip.
Okay. So I do know that mausoleum of a Coliseum at Oakland.
Yes.
I've been there many, many times for many, many games.
Yep.
And it is antiquated.
It is.
And I do not doubt that the X-ray machines are prehistoric.
Yes.
But usually an X-ray machine will show you pretty quickly what's up. You know, like
Yes.
it's just immediate. You can see it. So I'm not buying that. Were they waiting for his meds to kick in? Well, you know, and I know if you get a shot, it's immediate.
Yeah,
It's just
it doesn't take long because I've had plenty of them.
Yeah, and you can take oral medication, and it kicks in within.
Nah, they
10
gave him a
minutes
shot.
or
If
so.
it was
I'm
something with the
pretty sure.
rib, they put a needle in this.
Yeah, because they're afraid he had cracked ribs. It wound up that when they got back to Pittsburgh, they're saying multiple rib contusions. I have no idea, just bruised ribs. So the point is, at halftime, it was 14-10. Ben went out with 10 seconds left in the first half. So he comes and stands on the sidelines, and it looks like they got it, and then all of a sudden they don't got it. And Derek Carr takes over with 5:25 to go, and he goes and scores a touchdown on that defense. 17-14, Oakland. And Tomlin says, I think emergency just happened,
Yeah, exactly.
and you got to go,
Exactly.
right?
The emergency, we were losing. That's the
correct.
emergency.
And Ben takes them 6 plays, 75 yards, boom, and they're up 21-17. And I'm sure they're thinking, well, that ought to do it, right? And here came Derek Carr again, and they go the other way, 8 plays, 75 yards, and all of a sudden they are down. He completes a 4th and goal pass from the 6, and they're down 24-21 with 15 seconds left. And guess what Ben does? It's extraordinary. They run a little hook and lateral play to James Washington to Juju, and it goes all the way down to the 22-yard line with 5 seconds to go, and they send in their little kicker who's been pretty disastrous this year, Chris Boswell, and he plants in that soggy mess of a turf in Oakland, and his plant foot goes right out from under him, and you know the end of the story.
But Skip, he planted on the side of his foot.
Okay.
They don't put nubs on the side of your foot. They put them on the bottom of your foot.
Which is why I think I read last night they're bringing in candidates to replace him, and I'm not sure they're going to be able to pull that off before the New England game.
Well, good luck with that. Good luck replacing your kicker this late in the season and having that work out.
But when Ben played, I got to say, Ben was extraordinary late in this game, as he often is, right?
He was extraordinary in Denver. He was extraordinary.
Well, until that one play, he was extraordinary.
Oh, but it's always those plays. Because remember, he threw the interception.
Yep.
He threw the interception that got San Diego back in the game.
Yep.
Man, they need to stop with all these excuses, Skip. Just go ahead and say, look, what we were trying to do, we were trying to save Ben. We thought Joshua Dobbs could win this game.
Yep.
Because if you didn't know, if the equipment was outdated, you didn't get him you didn't retest it. So what did you know when you put him in?
Yep.
That you didn't know when you held him out.
So yesterday, Ben Roethlisberger basically dismissed the fact that Pittsburgh has been owned by New England by saying, in effect, New England beats everybody. Why should we be upset about it?
And that's the thing. I would never say that.
You know what? He has no anger. He has no urgency. What have I told you about Ben Roethlisberger? He's got 2 rings. He's got his money. He's got his family. He's got his Pittsburgh legacy. He's got his post-career anytime he wants. I'm sure he could segue right into TV as a commentator, or he could just live in Pittsburgh and be a legend because he's a legend in Pittsburgh. So does he really, does he lose any sleep over A, throwing an interception, or B, losing a football game? He does not. I promise he does not. So here comes New England again. Do you think he's on fire to wreak some revenge on Tom Brady? No. He's like, they beat everybody. So we'll go try, and if we lose, we'll come up. I still got my kids. You know, it's okay.
The one thing I can say about my former quarterback, John Elway, it hurt him. It bothered him to throw an interception.
It does most of these guys.
It should.
Yeah, except this guy.
And he never said, that's just what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn the ball over. I'm okay with it. No.
Yeah. So I'm going to say these numbers again because it's coming. Right down the train tracks, Sunday afternoon at Pittsburgh. Tom Brady is 11-2 against Pittsburgh lifetime.
12-2.
12-2 this time?
Yep.
Okay. He is 30 touchdowns to 4 interceptions against Pittsburgh, the vaunted Steeler defense.
He'll probably lead there with 33, 34, and 4.
And at Pittsburgh, he is 2-0 in the postseason and 6-2. And you say it's going to be 7-2.
Yep.
And directly head-to-head with Ben Roethlisberger, he's 8-2, and Ben ain't losing a wink of sleep over it, right?
Because like you said, they beat everybody.
Yeah.
So?
Interesting.
They didn't ask you about everybody.
Yeah.
They asked them about your team, about you.
Yeah.
And you deflect and talk about, well, they beat everybody.
Don't you want your leader, your alpha, to step up and say, I'm angry about you? Don't you want to see hear a little emotion from him?
Well, this is what he was supposed to say. Is like, okay, what has happened in the past is not going to have a bearing on this ball game.
Yeah.
We will be ready to play, and we're going to change the outcome.
Yeah.
And not, well, they beat everybody.
Hey, his quote was like, I keep hearing we keep losing to New England. Well, everybody loses New England.
Yeah, you guess what? You're going to keep hearing it. Because you do. What you going to do about that? That's the thing I love about sports, Skip, because you can do something about the outcome. A lot of other things, hey, there's a lot of things going on. You have to wait cycles.
Yeah.
But in football, Skip, you get it next week.
Yeah. Talk is usually cheap, except when it comes out of your mouth. You get paid for it.
Yeah.
You get paid huge dollars for your talk.
They paid me in Denver and Baltimore to talk. They thought they were paying me to play football. Nah, you paid me to talk.
Yeah. Shannon's talk is not cheap.
No.
Well, does Jerry Jones deserve all the credit for the Cowboys' success? Is it Jerry? We'll discuss that coming up next. He did make a pretty good move.
You've walked in their footsteps.